Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode, Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up, doing well, got the mind in the right place. But as always, if not, let's put it in the right place. So, going through the routine this morning, like I always do, and wanted to share some other stuff that kind of related to some mental toughness things that I've been sharing the last couple of days from Jocko. But I'm gonna switch it up today because I had a really good conversation earlier this morning with someone, and I think this will just kind of help a lot of people out there. Maybe if this pertains to you or not. I just think it's just something that my dad shared with me many years ago, and actually we just celebrated his birthday last night. But my dad gave me this advice a long time ago, and it just always stuck with me, that the next generation should always be better. Meaning, you should always give your kids more than what you had, okay? And with this other conversation I had this morning with someone, we're talking about another individual, and I'm trying to keep the names out and stuff like that, not trying to throw anyone under the bus. But the situation of them not giving the next generation, their next generation, more than what they had. They're repeating a cycle, okay? And I've been searching for like 30 minutes in all these books. I wanted to share a story with you guys that pertains to what I'm talking about, and I wanted to read it to you, but I've been flipping around through all my books and I can't find the little story, and I'll try to just paraphrase it here. But it was I guess it was two brothers that had an abusive dad, alcoholic dad, whatever dad, wasn't all that great. And one brother became homeless, living under a bridge, whatever, something like that. And then the other brother went off to be highly successful. And this guy, I guess, was interviewing the brothers and interviewed the successful one first. And I guess it was like, well, how did you end up, doing what you're doing? And he goes, well, basically, I didn't want to repeat that cycle. I saw what the drugs, the alcohol, abusive relationships, blah, 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 got you. And, I didn't want to go that route. So they went the other route and became highly successful. Where the other brother, when he got interviewed, well, how did you end up where you ended up? And he goes, well, what do you expect? I had an abusive dad, drugs, alcohol, everything else. Like, what else was supposed to happen? And that's the difference between the mindsets is, someone like my dad, where the advice that he gave me a long time ago was to always give your kids or the next generation more than what I gave you, okay? And I've passed that down to Danielle. For those that know Danielle, and obviously she don't have any kids yet, but when that time comes, she should give her kids more than what I've given her. And, that's going to be a tall order to fill because I've given Danielle quite a bit. But it's got to get done. It's got to be done. So where this other individual where I was having this conversation with earlier, they're repeating the cycle. They're doing the thing that the brother that was living under the bridge and homeless kind of thing, because of they weren't given certain things or they didn't were exposed to certain things. They're not giving the next generation a chance. So what's the conversation was it was kind of tough because there's like, man, this kid that's involved really isn't given a fair shot at life, 4 years old, and the lifestyle that this kid is in isn't really all that great. And if nothing really changes in a quickness, this individual, this kid will just grow up just not having, in my opinion, a really good fair shot at being successful in life because of they're just not given the things that they're supposed to be given, and the parents of that child are just repeating the cycle. It's just an ongoing cycle, so it just depends on the individuals and the mindsets. And I just think it's just becoming self-aware of the fact that, like, hey, this situation that I was born into or that I have right now isn't wasn't all that great, and I want to do better for the next generation, for my kids, and so on and so forth, and pull them out of this cycle and not let them repeat the same old thing over and over again. And so it was just something that just was on my mind for the last hour or so after this conversation. And good morning, everyone. And I just think it's good. I just think it's good for everyone to just be self-aware. Like the advice from my dad is just, the next generation should be better. Always give your kids and the next generation more than what you were given. And that's just the way it should be. And that's just always been my mindset for as long as I can remember, because for as long as I can remember, my dad's always said that. But you have the other cases where that's not the mindset. It's just, you're just going to get what you're going to get, and then that's it, because a lot of people are kind of not really thinking of the repercussions and all the things that can happen and later on and stuff like that. So they're just being selfish, thinking about themselves, So it could be not even having a kid involved. It could just be yourself, maybe, like the guy that was homeless and living under a bridge, he felt sorry for himself, just felt like, these were the cards that he was dealt, and this is the way it's supposed to be because this is all I saw, versus the other kid was like, yeah, no, this isn't going to happen. I'm not going to repeat this cycle. I'm going to go off and do some bigger and better things. And that's exactly what they did. And that's the mindset for me. Is it's the purpose of all these videos and these books and everything that I do is just always trying to be better and to win every single day, and trying to just push people to have a different mindset of trying to just be better. So if that's you out there that maybe wasn't born into an ideal situation, parents wise or whatever wise, you can make a decision to just do better and not follow suit of the parents. Not all parents are great parents. Not all parents are caring parents. Not all parents are trying to do the best for their kids. But that doesn't mean you have to do the same thing when it's your time to do that, or doesn't mean you can't have the things that you want to have because what you saw in front of you was limited. That doesn't mean you're limited to having the same things. You can definitely have more things. I don't know. I think once you start breaking these cycles up a little bit, and you become aware of what's out there and what you can do, you just want more of it. You want to see what else is out there. What else can you do? What more can you have? What more can you accomplish? Versus, yeah, this is the ceiling, and that's as high as I can go, and so this is all I'm gonna do, and this is all I can have. And so you're not really don't feel a sense of like trying harder, because there's not really much to try hard for, because you're accepting situations as to what they are, and so, and I know quite a few people like that, where their mindset just needs to be rewired. We just need to rewire some things upstairs to just change the thinking a little bit, and then a whole new door and a whole new life and a whole new whatever will open up for you, because of the cards you were dealt maybe weren't all that great. Doesn't mean it has to be that way. You can make the life of whatever you want. You can do it. It's just you got to put yourself around the right people, think the right way, talk the right way. I mean, man, I know so many people that just talk so negatively about themselves. It's like they never have anything nice to say about themselves, or just the things they share on Facebook are just not all that positive. They're pretty sad most of the time. And so that mindset just needs to be rewired. And it's tough, because life is tough. Life is hard. A lot of things, happen to us unexpectedly, and just, you wonder why me kind of thing. But it does not have to be that way. Again, I'm talking about it in all these episodes, like, because of reading all these books is the beauty of everything, is that you have the power to change your situation, like today, like right now. Right after this episode ends or during this episode, you could just make a mind shift to just be like, yeah, that's enough. This isn't going to keep happening. I'm not going to repeat this cycle to give it to the next person behind me. I'm going to lead a different path and go a different way to show like, hey, look, this is what we can do, and take more people down that path with you on a more successful and positive path versus accepting what life gave you and the cards you were dealt, the situation you were born into, parents, whatever, and be like, yeah, this is it. This is my life, and this is how it's going to be, I guess. And accepting for the next however long you're alive to just, that's it. And then bringing other people down that path as well, and not really giving them what you could be giving them by just changing your mindset. So, yeah, it was just a little heartfelt conversation this morning with someone, and we were just talking about another individual, how they're just not really given a fair shot and a fair chance at winning at life, because the parents really aren't doing what they should be doing. They can do better, and they should do better. And at 4 years old, you have no control over your life at 4 years old. You just don't. You're going to continue to grow up in the years to come dealing with whatever your parents just give you, which isn't much because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's like, good luck, and you're just repeating a cycle of just not winning, a cycle of not giving much because maybe you weren't given that. It's not fair, But some people are like that. Some people will just have that mindset, well, I didn't have that, or I wasn't given that, or I wasn't born into that, or I didn't have that chance, so why should I give someone else the chance? And you should give them the chance. You should give yourself the chance. Like, if you're still in that kind of mindset, in that situation, you should give yourself a chance today to win and to do better and to have better things and to just give other people around you better, So repeating the cycle, if it's a good cycle, then yeah, repeat it, recycle that thing. But if it's not a good cycle, then don't recycle that. Don't recycle that. Like, don't be selfish. Just rewire your mind a little bit. Get into some better things. And obviously, if you're watching this video and you found it wherever you found it, then you're kind of looking for that, and you should make those decisions to just do better. But just a word of advice is something that, like I said, my dad gave me, and it just kind of relates to the conversation I had this morning. Not with my dad, it just popped back in my head, like, yeah, each generation should be better than the previous one. So, that's my goal. That's my mindset. Like with Danielle, for those of you that know who Danielle is to give her more than what my dad gave me. Not to outdo him or show him or like brag about it, but that's the advice I was given was, hey, you do better than what I give you. Because every generation, like, there's more opportunities now than there was when I was growing up. I mean, there's the internet, there's this, there's that. Like, there's way more opportunities than there was, 30 years ago when my dad was taking care of me. And then prior to that, think about my dad when he was, he was born in 57. So, growing up and what it's like in the 60s and so on and so forth. So there's more opportunities, more fruitful things to have, and you should be able to have them, and you should be able to give them to the next generation. It's just, don't repeat the cycle, okay? If it's a good cycle, then yeah, we're going to recycle that thing and keep giving it. But if it's not, it's not healthy, then don't repeat that. Rewire your thinking, do better for yourself, do better for other people, and then everything is just better all the way around. So I figured I'd share that with you guys today. I thought it was a really good message that came up out of the conversation this morning, and I just wanted to get that out there because I just thought it was really good stuff. So always do better for the next generation underneath you. Try to help as many people out as you can to do better than what you were doing. And yeah, if you're in a really situation that wasn't all that great, you have the power to change that. Just change the way you think and the way you talk and the way you act and what you read, what you're listening to, what you eat. And that things will definitely, without a doubt, look up for you and get better for you. All right, guys, you guys have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you.